Hartwood Park.
Somebody just had to fill it out.
New York. The site of tonight's Section 5 football matchup is a Class C affair between two unbeaten teams, the 2-0 Attica Blue Devils and the 1-0 host, Leroy Knights. My name is Alex Brasky here for the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel, ready to take you through tonight's action between the Knights and Blue Devils, and excited to do so as this should be a fantastic matchup between two
safety and enjoyment
talented teams.
For all involved, we ask that you observe the following rules.
Before we get too deep
Please
into
respect
tonight's
our
broadcast,
athletic
we'd
facility.
like to first pause
Please
for the
remain in all
national
the
anthem and a
spectators
brief
during
pregame
area during the
ceremony to be held
contest.
here
Please refrain
on
from
the
throwing
field
any
at Hartwood
objects
Park.
from the stands onto the playing surface. Please keep your cheering positive and supportive for the team. At the competition of the game remains in the spectator area and not on the playing surface. This is a tobacco-free facility. No use of substances are strictly prohibited. Section 5 promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racism, racial, sexist comments, and other intimidating actions directed to the officials, student athletes, coaches, and team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please remember the Section 5 sportsman motto: be loud, be proud, and be positive.
We have a brief delay here at Hartwood Park that will allow us to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast, beginning with our scoreboard sponsor, and that is Casella Waste. Are you looking for residential pickup at your house, a dumpster or roll-off service for your place of business? Call Casella Waste and check out their great rates on local waste removal. Casella Waste is your #1 provider for all your waste and recycling needs. Casella, always putting your waste to work. Call 585-3080-662 today for a quote. Also, Sweet Betty's restaurant right here in Leroy, 15 Main Street, serving lunch, dinner, homemade desserts, 30 flavors of Perry's ice cream, soft custard, and wine refreshments. Check out Sweet Betty's on their Facebook page for our daily specials. Open every day except Tuesdays at Sweet Betty's restaurant and ice cream shop. Also, UR Medicine North South Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. Sometimes unexpected illness or injuries can occur that require immediate care. It's times like these that you can turn to UR Medicine North South Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. Urgent Care Center Geneseo is located in the Noise Health Services building on 50 East South Street. Walk-ins are welcome every day from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. There are x-ray and lab services available on site.
We would like to welcome the Sullivan family as they come out on the field.
And we will begin our pregame ceremony here at Hartwood Park. The late Coach Sullivan.
This past spring, the Leroy community and the Attica Knights football program lost one of its all-time legends. Robert Sullivan was a longtime football coach, teacher, and mentor. Coach Sullivan was an epitome of the power of what an individual can do in service to his community. Sully was a graduate of Batavia High School, class of 1950, and went to sunny Brockport. Sully, then served his country as the U.S. Air Force before beginning his 27 career years as a teacher with the Leroy Central School District. In 1965, Sully began his coaching career with the Attica Knights as the JV head coach. From 1965 to 1977, Sully's team would go an amazing 88-7-1. The JV team won 65 games in a row, 56 games in a row from 1970 to 77. In 1978, he left the program only to return to the sidelines after he retired from teaching in 1989. Sully was involved as a head coach and a member of the Leroy football program for 54 years and became a member of the Section 5 Football Hall of Fame in 2013. Sully was very involved with his community and had many accomplishments along the way, which included being the longtime director of both St. Joseph's Drum and Bugle Corps and the mighty St. Joe's Alumni Corps and Drum Corps. Associated with the Hall of Fame, he was a former Genessean of the Year in 1999, a former Rotarian, and a Paul Harris Fellow. He served as a Leroy Village trustee for 9 years, village justice, and was also as the Leroy High School's board member. Sully was also a member of the Leroy Fire Department, a longtime proud member of the Leroy Moose, and was a member of the Batavia High School Music Hall of Fame, having been inducted in 2019. The entire Leroy football community was saddened by his passing, but Sully's legacy will last forever. This season, players from all 3 levels of football are proudly to be wearing the display of Sully sticker on the back of their helmets. In addition, a permanent marker will be placed in the north end zone, recognizing Sully's contribution to the Leroy football program. That marker will be the 4th as of its kind, joining head coach Ruan, Santini, and Moran as a permanent reminder to their contribution to our program story. I'm a Knight. Thank you, Sully. At this time, we would ask that you remain stand and remove your hats in honor of the country and playing our national anthem. Singing the national anthem is our very own Connor McGee.
matchup, thanking our sponsors here, and it continues with St. Anne's Community at the Green. Situated on 11 acres, St. Anne's Community at the Greens offers spacious, comfortable, independent living apartments for seniors interested in leaving their worries behind. To schedule a tour or for more information, contact Kim Pasquale, K. Pasquale, at mystandannes.com or at 585-768-2740. Also, we'd like to thank Magavro's Automotive, formerly operated as Zerbel's Automotive. Magavro's is located on Hutchins Street in Batavia. Magavro's offers automotive repair services with excellent service and quality care. Call them today, 585-343-6101. Also, Harding's Attica Furniture. At Harding's Furniture, Flooring, and Mattress, they've been turning houses into homes since 1973. Also, Hans Moeller Jewelers. At Hans Moeller, their specialty is custom-made bridal and special occasion jewelry, as well as maintaining a large inventory of pre-made fashion jewelry and everyday gifts. Their goal is to provide heirloom quality jewelry and exceptional service while keeping pieces at an affordable level. Visit Hans Moeller Jewelers, located in Attica, or call today, 585-591-1440. Also, the Positive Cafe and Bakery is now serving 8 different specialty pizzas, including the Blue Devil Bone Crusher Pizza. Call or order online, 585-708-4047.
And let's hear it for your home team.
And here are the Attica Blue Devils making their way to midfield here at Hartwood Park before the hometown Knights make their way to midfield. Should be a good game between these two teams. A lot of, we'll say, bad blood brewing from 2 losses for Attica last year at the hands of the Knights, so we'll see what happens this time around. But certainly a lot of emotion here at Hartwood Park as we're getting set to go on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. Once again, it's Alex Brasky here with you for Attica taking on Leroy. Attica 2-0, a 28-14 win over Notre Dame in Week 1. Followed that up with a stunner, a 40-32 back-and-forth win over defending Class C champion East Rochester Gananda. So Attica finds itself at 2-0 heading into this matchup, while Leroy, a bye in Week 1, won its Week 2 matchup, a back-and-forth affair, and exercised some demons while doing so. A 35-32 win over Bath Haverling, a team that had defeated Leroy in the previous 2 Class C semifinals. So both teams unbeaten coming into this game, but Leroy has gotten the better of the Blue Devils in recent meetings. They began with a regular season victory over Attica 28-7 last year, and then followed that up with a 7-3 victory in the postseason over Attica. So Attica looking for a bit of revenge here tonight at Hartwood Park, the Knights' home field, and what a better night to get down to the nitty-gritty as it's a beautiful fall evening, a slight breeze, a chill in the air, and we're ready for football. Attica set to kick off to the Oaken Knights. And here comes Leroy on the return. Pretty decent return here to begin the game, and the Knights will have quality field position. Return from Maverick Cook. And here come the Knights to begin their drive.
36-yard line.
So ball will be placed at the 36. Expect to see plenty of the running game from both sides here tonight, as that's been what's powered each team throughout its start to the season. It's a handoff here for Leroy. Goes for about 6-7 yards. Drew Strollo with the carry will make it 2nd and about 3 coming up for Leroy. So in Leroy's win over Bath Haverling last week, it was Tony Piazza leading the way on the ground for the Knights. 155 rushing yards and a couple of touchdowns for Piazza. But you'll also see Strollo, another strong ball carrier for Leroy. And a first down run there for Strollos. So the Knights across midfield, no, just short of midfield. The chains continue to move on the opening drive. Quarterback for Leroy, Tommy Conandorio, finished with 100 yards rushing and a couple of scores in that win over Bath Haverling as well, while Jack Tonzi led the Knights defense during that victory. And there's the toss. There's Piazza fighting his way forward for about 3 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7. But a flag comes in, and we'll see what the penalty is. Personal foul, a block below the waist going against Leroy, and that's not what the Knights need, as they're now marching in the wrong direction. That will set them back quite a bit. And they'll replay the down. Ball will go back behind the original line of scrimmage. So about a 1st and 24 coming up for Leroy here. So a tough penalty committed by the Knights in the early going, and they're going the wrong way here. Conandorio out of the shotgun, hands it off to Piazza. He's swarmed by a host of Attica tacklers. In there on the stop is Cole Harding. A nice stop made by this Attica defense, and boy, they've been tough in the early going. Let up quite a bit of points to East Rochester Gananda last week, but who doesn't allow East Rochester Gananda to get off offensively? Just 2 scores for Notre Dame in Attica's opening season matchup. So the Blue Devils defense looking for another strong outing here tonight, as Conandorio finds Jackson Fix near the sideline for a gain of about 1. That will bring up 3rd and about 23 for Leroy.
3rd down and long for Leroy.
Give the starters up front for Leroy. Holden Sullivan in the center of it all at the center position. Ryan Higgins at left guard. Ryan Murphy at right guard. Will Eschberger at left tackle. And Aiden Riggy at right tackle. So another penalty here. We'll see what the call is. And it's offside against Attica, so that'll be 5 yards and make a 3rd and long a bit more manageable. It'll be 3rd and 18 now for Leroy.
How about 3rd and 18?
So the Knights will spread it out on 3rd and long, and Conandorio will pull it down, looking to run, a good gain, but he won't get the first down. That'll bring up a 4th and manageable, 4th and about 8. We'll see what the Knights decide to do here, whether they'll keep the offense on the field or elect to punt. Just across midfield, and it appears as if they're sending the punting unit onto the field, as a few substitutions come on for Leroy, and the big men make their way off the field. And it will be a punt for Leroy here on the opening drive. 8.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. The Leroy drive stalls due to the personal foul penalty, and the snap goes over the punter's head. Able to get it away somehow was Xavier Walker, and that travels all the way to Attica's 30-yard line. What a play by Walker there to avoid disaster. As the snap went over his head, he was able to chase it down, get the punt away, and not a bad punt at that. So with 8:32 as I reset the game clock here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel, it'll now be 1st and 10 for Attica, their first drive of the game at their own 30-yard line. So Braden Allen, the quarterback for Attica, under center. He'll turn around to hand it off. You'll see a lot of Landon Thomas here this evening, as you saw right there on the first carry of the game for the Blue Devils, a gain of 5. You'll also see the big body out of the backfield, Wyatt Kaufman. The duo play thunder and lightning, as you often see at the high school level, with Thomas providing the lightning and Kaufman the thunder. Another carry from Thomas, nearing a first down. We'll see where they mark it, and it is a first down for Attica. So a good start to this drive for the Blue Devils as they're on the march across the 40-yard line. Thomas really provides that speed out of the backfield, great acceleration, and great vision out of the backfield as well. But now you see Wyatt Kaufman, the deep man for the Blue Devils. Kaufman hit near the line, but able to push forward for a gain of about 2. So 2nd and 8 coming up for Attica here.
Second down and 6.
Here's Kaufman once again in a crowded backfield for Attica. Also Levi Pearl back there as Allen looks to throw. On the run, connects with his target. It's Clayton Bizon on the reception for about 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 5, and the clock will continue to roll. Bizon came over from Alexander, where he played a year ago. Good size out of the backfield for Attica. A key player for the Trojans last year, and he's the same for the Blue Devils this season. So 3rd and 5 coming up for Attica here as Allen hands it off. It's Thomas showing that burst, able to gain first down yardage, pushing the pile. And Attica's across midfield, ball at about the 45-yard line of Leroy. Clock will come to a stop as the chains reset. But that's a 1st and 10 for the Knights, for the Blue Devils. Give you the starters up front for Attica. In the center of things, Nicholas Kurowski. The guards, Case Hill and Robert Becker. And the tackles, Ethan Harmon and Colin Foley, doing a nice job pushing the pile thus far for Attica. Kaufman, a little bit of a shift to the left side, and now they'll toss it to Thomas. Thomas puts his foot in the ground and a good burst forward for about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 coming up for Attica. We'll reset our game clock here as we're now inside 5 minutes to play in this first quarter. 6 minutes to play. So 2nd and 4 coming up for Attica on the Casella Way scoreboard. It's been a good drive start here for the Blue Devils. Pearl, the man in front of Thomas, and he takes the handoff. Boy, a lot of big bodies in the backfield for Attica, including Pearl. And he works that up near a first down. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Blue Devils. But between Pearl, Kaufman, and then Bizon in the backfield, that's a lot of beef. Pearl, 6'3", 215. Bizon, 6'3", 235. And then Kaufman, 5'11", 200 pounds. So nearly 700 pounds of beef out of the backfield. And then you have Thomas coming through after the big men wear you down. So it's quite the dynamic that Attica has out of the backfield there. And you see Thomas carry it forward for another Attica first down.
First down, Blue Devils.
So here's Attica marching quickly down the field. Allen, a little bit of a mix-up, but he's able to get it away to Kaufman. And Leroy comes up with a big stop. Ryan Murphy and Jack Lathan in on the tackle.
Jack Lathan making the stop for the Knights.
And that's going to be a tackle made after about a 2-yard gain. So 2nd and 8 coming up for Attica. Boy, that Kaufman is strong. Even on a good stop like that, he's able to gain positive yardage. So 2nd and 8 coming up for Attica. inside the 4-minute mark of this first quarter. And there's Thomas once again breaking through a big hole in the line of scrimmage. Adrian Stevens able to rope him down, but not before Thomas was able to gain quite a bit of yardage. And another Attica first down. Boy, this Attica offensive line has been impressive. Really, that center of that offensive line, Karowski, and then Hill and Becker beside him, getting a good push on almost every play. Allen turns around, hands it to Kaufman. Nice tackle there made near the line of scrimmage. Coming up to make the play for Leroy was Tony Piazza.
Makes the stop.
So 2nd and 8 coming up for Attica.
For the Blue Devils.
So 3 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Allen under center. Kaufman the deep back. They flip it to him. But bursting into the backfield to make the play is Ryan Higgins.
Ryan Higgins makes the stop.
Tackle for no gain. 3rd and 8 coming up for Attica.
No gain, 3rd and 8.
This is really where Leroy's defense has done its work over the past several years. They've allowed opponents to drive down the field, but when they near the red zone, that's when the Knights defense really bulls its neck, and we've seen it here on this set of downs as Attica now faces a 3rd and 8. Allen looking to throw over the middle, and it's too long.
Pass is incomplete. Drew Strollo in there.
And there's a flag in the backfield. That pass was intended for Jordan Anderson, and it's a hold going against Attica. That penalty will be declined. It will bring up 4th and 8 for the Blue Devils with 2:02 remaining in the opening frame. So Allen tried to go to the air, looked like he had an open man up the seam in Jordan Anderson, but he overthrew him. Wouldn't have mattered anyway as Attica held on the play, and it's now 4th and 8. And with Attica so deep inside Leroy territory, they're likely to go for it here. So the block is out. Didn't know Attica had this in their arsenal. It will be a 35-yard field goal coming up for Attica as they send Joseph Parkhurst out. And it's up and it's no good. So Leroy will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. 2:02 to go here in the first quarter. As Attica tried, the 35-yard field goal came up empty. And we remain scoreless here at Hartwood Park. A few updates from around Section 5, Calmum, Byron Burgeon leading York 15-0. Also, Oakfield, Alabama, Elba leading Avon 14-0. So a short gain there from Leroy, maybe no gain, as it's 2nd and 10 now for the Knights, as Strollo wasn't able to get much there. Leroy will spread things out here. Conandorio in the shotgun with Piazza to his left. Man in motion. Conandorio looking to throw. Rolling out, evading pressure. Throwing near the sideline, up for grabs. Looks like it fell incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Knights. All right, so 3rd and 10 here for the Knights as they look to keep the drive alive. Conadorio pump fakes, finds his man on the screen. It's Piazza with room to run. 1st down and more, approaching midfield. Tony Piazza on the screen pass down at about the 49-yard line. That's 1st and 10 for the Knights. Heady play calling from this Leroy offensive coaching staff. The pump fake to the right and had the man wide open on the opposite side on the screen pass. Huge gain, 1st down. Knights drive as healthy as ever. And you'd like to see more of that from Leroy, that short passing game to mix in with the power running game, and you saw the impact it can have on that play. Hand off to Strollo, but the play is blown dead as a pre-snap penalty is committed by the Knights. False start that will set them back to a 1st and 15.
5-yard penalty, still 1st down. First and 15.
Another update from Avon. Oakfield, Alabama Elba now leading that game 21-0. Oakfield, Alabama Elba has now outscored its opponents 167-12 through 2.5 weeks. So Conadorio keeps it for a gain of about 10. A good gain there for Conadorio. 2nd and 5 now.
Going to be 2nd and 5 for the Knights.
Yeah, it really seems like in Class D, it's Oakfield, Alabama, Elba, and everybody else. Still looking forward to that matchup against Alexander, I believe, coming up later this season. If not, I'm sure we'll see that in the postseason. But the Aggies have been impressive. So we are just about ready to reach the end of the 1st quarter, and we are still scoreless here at Hartwood Park. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast, beginning with Casella Waste. Casella, are you looking for residential pickup at your house, a dumpster, or roll-off service for your place of business? Call Casella Waste and check out their great rates on local waste removal. Casella is your #1 provider for all your waste and recycling needs and is always putting your waste to work. Call 585-308-0662 today for a quote. Also, Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop. Serving lunch, dinner, homemade desserts, 30 flavors of Perry's ice cream, soft custard, wine slushies, and much, much more. Check out Sweet Betty's on their Facebook page for their daily specials, open every day except Tuesdays. That's Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop. Also, UR Medicine Noise Health Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. Sometimes unexpected illness or injuries can occur that require immediate care. It's times like these that you can turn to UR Medicine Noise Health Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. Urgent Care Center Geneseo is located in the Noise Health Services Building on 50 East South Street. So we're ready for the 2nd quarter here at Hartwood Park. Leroy has flipped things around as they keep the drive alive on a 2nd and 5. A short gain for Tony Piazza's helmet came up. That'll bring up 3rd and 4 now. We'd also like to thank St. Anne's Community at the Greens. Situated on 11 acres, St. Anne's Community at the Greens offers spacious, comfortable, independent living apartments for seniors interested in leaving their worries behind. To schedule a tour or for more information, contact Kim Pasquale. K. Pasquale at mystanans.com, 585-768-2740. So here's the 3rd and 4 for the Knights. They hand it off to the up back. It's Piazza, and he gains 1st down yardage.
Gives the Knights a 1st down.
We'd also like to thank Magavro's Automotive, formerly operated as Zerbel's Automotive. Magavro's is located on Hutchins Street in Batavia. Magavro's offers automotive repair services with excellent service and quality care. Call them today, 585-343-6101. Also, Harding's Attica Furniture, turning houses into homes since 1973. So 1st and 10 for Leroy as Conadorio will roll out on the bootleg looking to throw. Connects with his man, 1st down for the Knights. Jackson Fix on the reception, and the Knights remain on the move. We did forget one of our sponsors. We'll get back to Hans Moeller Jewelers, but for now we'll tell you about Positive Cafe and Bakery. Positive is now serving 8 different specialty pizzas including the Blue Devil Bone Crusher Pizza. Call or order online, 585-708-4047. So it looks like that's just short of first down yardage for Leroy. That'll be 2nd and 2 coming up for the Knights after the completion from Conandorio to Fix. Piazza takes the handoff. This time it'll be a first down for Leroy.
Tony Piazza with a carry.
And a man down, an injured player on Attica's side. We hope for the best for that young man as we take you back to Hans Moeller Jewelers. At Hans Moeller, their specialty is custom-made bridal and special occasion jewelry, as well as maintaining a large inventory of pre-made fashion jewelry and everyday gifts. Their goal is to provide heirloom quality jewelry and exceptional service while keeping prices at an affordable level. Visit Hans Moeller Jewelers, located in Attica, or call today at 585-591-1440.
8-yard line.
So once again, we're here at Hartwood Park. Attica taking on Leroy in a Class C showdown. We're still scoreless with just inside 10 minutes to play on the Casella Way scoreboard. So 1st and 10 for the Knights. Conandorio looking to throw, going downfield, jump ball. He has his man. Pass is complete to Merritt Holly, and that's a first down for the Knights. Good ball, good catch, and the Knights are inside the red zone, deep inside the red zone. Ball is now at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for Leroy. And that's what a player like Merritt Holly can do. Listed over 6'5" and plenty of athleticism as well. He can really get up there and make you pay on those jump balls. So 1st and goal from the 3. Knights will hand it off to Strollo, but he's driven back. Big number 44, Clayton Bizon, in there on the tackle for loss.
Second and goal at the 3.
So 2nd and goals, it appeared to be no gain on the play as Strollo was able to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and goal from the 3, inside 9 minutes to go in this second quarter. Leroy will spread things out a bit with Conandorio under center. Rolling out, looking to throw once again, under pressure, fighting for the pylon. And he can't get there as he's pushed out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. And it looks like Conandorio was banged up on that play, holding his knee, and now he goes down to the turf. And that could be bad news for Leroy as starting quarterback goes down in a heap. We'll take a quick break here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Knights. Ball placed at the 2-yard line. Conandorio back to his feet with the help of Leroy athletic trainer Amanda Shefflin and head coach Brian Herdline. Not sure if he's holding his knee or his shoulder. I know those are two completely different parts of the body. I guess that's why they say we shouldn't speculate. But it doesn't appear to be good as he's making his way off gingerly with the help of the athletic trainer. So we certainly hope for the best for Conandorio, as Leroy will go back to the drawing board with a new quarterback, at least for the time being. Yes, it does appear to be an injury to the upper body. It did appear initially as if he was grasping at his lower extremities, but certainly as he makes his way off the field with the athletic trainer, appears to be to the upper body. So hoping for the best for him. Back to action here at Hartwood Park. 8:10 remaining in the first quarter, and the whistle is blown and a false start committed by the Knights. So 3rd and goal from the 7 now, and that makes things much more difficult here.
3rd down and goal.
And you see the new quarterback in there for Leroy, Adrian Stevens, who's now set to take the snaps for the Knights. So 3rd and goal from the 7. Handoff goes to Piazza. Tripped up in the backfield, and he's brought down short of the goal line. And that's going to bring up 4th and goal from about the 5.
By number 52, Case Hill for the Blue Devils.
So here comes Leroy for the field goal attempt, and that one's no good. So 0 for 2 for field goals here tonight.
Andrew Pocock.
As that kick from Pocock was no good, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Attica in this defensive struggle here at Hartwood Park. 7:27 remaining in this first half. 1st and 10 coming up for the Blue Devils. So here's Attica to begin its drive inside its own territory. Allen turns around, hands it off to Thomas, fighting his way forward for a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up.
About 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Blue Devils.
Keeper up the middle. You had Jordan Anderson keeping it for a good gain. And that's a 1st down for the Blue Devils. Sorry about that. Caught down looking at the scoreboard system here, trying to even up our game clock with the game clock here at Hartwood Park. 6:35 to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Attica. Another handoff. And Landon Thomas fighting forward for a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6. Once again for Attica.
Gonzi makes a stop. 2nd down and 6 for the Blue Devils.
So 2nd and 6 coming up for Attica. They spread things out a bit. Now Allen will look to throw. Going deep, has his man. It's Bizon inside Knights territory. And a 1st down for Attica. He beat his man into the secondary, and Allen able to find him in stride for the big gain. Ball now at the 40-yard line of the night. What a gain for Attica through the air, and that's what we need to see more of if we're going to see more points put on the board here tonight. We need to see these teams mix it up a bit, and you saw it there for the first down. Allen takes the snap, hands it off to Thomas, a good gain. Gain of about 5, 2nd and 5.
Tony Piazza makes the stop for the Knights. Gain of 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Blue Devils.
Snap, handoff, Kaufman. Gain of about 1, so 3rd and 4 coming up.
Kaufman with a carry. Dragging the Knights.
You don't want to get too greedy if you're Attica, but you have a big gain in the pass game. Keep it rolling. Find some rhythm there, as that's what's going to open up your offense. But the Blue Devils seem inclined to keep it on the ground here. Shotgun formation, direct snap to Thomas. Darting away from tacklers, but eventually brought down after a short gain of about 2 or 3.
It's going to be 4th down.
Maybe only a gain of 1, so a gain of 1, 4th and 3 coming up now. So 4th and 3 coming up for the Blue Devils. Thomas out of the shotgun, spinning through tacklers. Did he get enough for the first down? We'll see where they mark it. See if they gave him the left foot spot or the right foot spot. Attica thinks they got the first down. Leroy thinks they got the stop. See if they bring the chains out here. No, they give them the first down. So fresh set for Attica. With about 3:30 to go here in the first half. Big gain there for Thomas on the direct snap. So Attica keeps the drive alive. Handoff to the deep back. And it's Kaufman on the short gain of about 1. Ryan Murphy on the stop for Leroy.
2nd down and 9.
2nd down and 9 coming up for Attica. Death by 1,000 cuts is how Attica looks to beat you, and thus far it's worked. Getting it near the red zone, but they just haven't been able to finish off a drive, and now the ball is on the ground. Attica able to pick it up, but it's going to be a loss on the play. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Knights all over it. Still Attica's ball, but it's going to be 3rd down.
And a timeout will be called by the Blue Devils with 2:26 remaining in the 2nd quarter. We take a quick break here at Hartwood Park. Alex Brasky with you on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. All right, we're we're getting back to action here. 3rd and 10 facing Attica. See if they go to the air. They do. Allen, a little bit of a swing pass to Pearl in the open field. Levi Pearl is in for the touchdown.
30-yard pass. Levi Pearl, touchdown.
So Attica has taken the first lead of this game. It's now 6-0 on the swing pass on 3rd and 10 from Braden Allen to Levi Pearl. And that's just what the doctor ordered. The seal has been broken here at Hartwood Park, and the Blue Devils have the lead. Seen the screen pass been effective for both sides in the early going, and there you saw it to Pearl, who was left with not many Leroy defenders in front of him all the way to the end zone, and the PAT is blocked, so
The extra point is blocked. No good.
this has certainly not been a kicking exhibition here tonight. 6-0 Attica, 2:23 remaining in the first half, and the Knights will look to answer with time winding down until halftime. And we'll see what the status is of Conandorio. I don't see him on the sideline, and it does seem as if Adrian Stevens is talking things over with head coach Brian Herdline in preparation for the ensuing drive. So 6-0 Attica on the Casella Way scoreboard on the catch and run from Allen to Pearl. The Blue Devils in the lead on the road. And here's Strollo on the return for the Knights.
Takes it out to the 22-yard line. The Knights will be 1st and 10.
What you saw there on the touchdown pass for Attica, solid play design. They sent the man in motion, who was Thomas, to the right side, drawing the attention of the Leroy defense, and then they turned around and swung it back to the left, and Pearl was just wide open with nothing but green grass in front of him on the way to the end zone. 6-0 Attica here. It's 2:16 to go in the first half as Stevens looks to keep it himself, but he is driven down. Strong tackle made there by Robert Becker.
2nd down and 9.
2nd and 9 coming up for the Knights. So you're seeing a bit of creativity from Attica here in the early going, and that's led to some productive offense. Only 6 points to speak of, but they've had little trouble moving the football. Big gain for Strollo up the middle into the secondary. Perhaps that'll get Leroy reinvigorated here late in the second quarter.
The Knights will be 1st and 10.
As Sir Marcus Eisensmith on the tackle for Attica, but not before Strollo is able to gain big yardage and a 1st down. Handoff once again goes to Strollo, and another big gain. There he goes. Across the 40 inside Attica territory. Drew Strollo carrying this Leroy offense on his back as they look to respond here to close the first half. So 1:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Time winding down on Leroy as they look to rebound from Attica's first score of the game. Stevens fakes the handoff, now looking to run, and another big gain for the Knights' rushing attack. Stevens, a first down for the Knights. And the play will be blown dead as a timeout has been called by Leroy with 1:09 remaining in this first half. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with Casella Waste. Also, Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop. UR Medicine Noise Health Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. Also, St. Anne's Community at the Greens. McGavro's Automotive in Batavia. Harding's Attica Furniture. Hans Moller's Jewelers. And the Positive Cafe and Bakery. So here we are, 1:09 remaining in this first half. Alex Brasky with you on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. Attica leads it 6-0 on the long pitch and catch from Braden Allen to Levi Pearl. And now the Knights are looking to respond as Drew Strollo has ran the Knights offense inside the Blue Devils territory. So first down coming up for Leroy. Twins to the left, a split backfield with Strollo and Piazza splitting Stevens. Shotgun snap, looking to throw, going deep, has a man, a diving attempt made by Jackson Fix, but it was just short of its intended target, and 2nd and 10 coming up. Jackson Fix was open for the touchdown. So tough luck there for the Knights with the backup quarterback in the game. Jackson Fix running free in the end zone, and Stevens couldn't connect with him. 2nd and 10 coming up, 1:03 to play in the half. 2 wide to the left, 1 wide to the right. Stevens will take it himself, cutting up the middle, and he's spun down by Clayton Bizon. So 3rd down and about 5 coming up after the gain of 5 from Stevens, and another timeout called by Leroy, their 2nd of the half. They have 1 remaining. So 54.5 remaining here in the first half. And Leroy with a promising drive, but facing a 3rd and we'll call it a 3rd and 6 and running out of time as well. Looks like we'll have the Leroy Band performing at halftime. It's 80s night here at Hartwood Park for the Cavalry, which is the Leroy student section. I have to check out the costumes at halftime, but the Cavalry always brings the heat. So here we are, 54 seconds remain in this first half. Stevens and Piazza in the backfield, Fix to the right. Strollo and Kalkokitis to the left, and it's a bad snap. And Stevens is forced to fall on it. That'll blow the play dead. 4th down coming up for Leroy. What a mistake on 3rd down. And it's now 4th and forever. 4th and 19. And the clock will continue to wind as we're at 30 seconds remaining in this first half, and I would imagine Leroy would just be inclined to let the time run out here. Looked like they had a chance at the end zone to begin the drive, but the missed touchdown throw and the bad snap. Now Leroy is going to go into halftime facing a 6-0 deficit. So a timeout called by Leroy with 2 seconds remaining to avoid the delay of game, their final timeout of the half, and they'll just hopefully, in their case, get a successful punt away and allow the final 2 seconds to run out here. So we'll see what Leroy elects to do here, whether they'll punt it away or maybe take a shot at the end zone. And it does appear as if they'll take a shot at the end zone. Steven will await the shotgun snap. Piazza beside him, 3 men wide. Stevens drops back under pressure, swings it out to Piazza. Looking for blockers in front of him and not able to get very far. Time winds down in the first half. We head to halftime. It's a 6-0 Attica lead. We'll take a break here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel, and we will leave the feed running for what we believe is a performance by the Leroy Marching Knights.
The total is going to be for $345 to the winner. Red ticket. Your number is 224255. Winning ticket number is 224255.
Now entering the field, your Leroy Marching Knights. The Marching Knights 2022 program is entitled Welcome to New York. New York, New York, it's a wonderful town. We invite you to take the A train to the Big Apple and put yourself in an empire state of mind. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of the city, which we hope leaves you in a New York state of mind. The Marching Knights are led on the field by drum majors Alexiana Clark and Maureen Klaber, along with Wind Sergeant Connor McGee and percussion captain Jackson Kane. The Marching Knights are directed by Matthew Nordhausen and assisted by Tasha Dotz. Marching Knights staff includes Scott Wheeler, Maddie Miller, 2019 Leroy alum Maria Cacho, Kevin Blyler, Michael Simpson, and Art Gratton. Music is written and arranged by Chris Castellan and Matthew Nordhausen. Drill design is by Michael Hillman.
the announcing.
When do we start that? Or wait for her to
We're waiting for her to get on the stand, right?
Alright, Mrs. Ripley, we're good. We're good to go.
Okay, good.
Drum majors Alexiana Clark and Maureen Klaber. Is your band ready? Marching Knights, you may take the field in performance.
Again, let's hear it for your Leroy Marching Knights.
And we'll be right back on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. Welcome back to Hartwood Park. We are getting set for second half action between Attica and Leroy. The Blue Devils with a 6-0 lead. A 30-yard touchdown pass from Braden Allen to Levi Pearl. That's all she wrote for either side during the first 24 minutes. It's been a defensive slugfest. The running game has dominated the offensive side of things for both teams, but we have seen a few passes mixed in. Perhaps we'll see more during this second half. But once again, Alex Brasky here with you for the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. 24 minutes to go to decide a winner here between Attica and Leroy. The Knights did not have much trouble moving the ball throughout the first half, but couldn't finish drives, and they also lost their starting quarterback, Tommy Conandorio, to injury. It's been diagnosed as a shoulder injury for Conandorio, so hoping the best for that young man as he works his way back. Hope we see him again this season, but for the rest of this game, it will be Adrian Stevens at quarterback, who we saw running the football quite a bit out of the shotgun during the first half once he replaced Conandorio, joining Drew Strollo and Tony Piazza, who have really carried the mail for Leroy throughout this game. On the other side of things, it's been Wyatt Kaufman and Landon Thomas doing the work in the running game for Attica, while Allen has done a pretty good job mixing in the passing game with the long screen pass to Pearl of 30 yards that went for the touchdown. So 6-0 is where we stand. Attica's in the lead, a 6-yard gain for Thomas right off the get to begin the second half. So here we go. 2 quarters to decide a winner. The hometown Knights looking to put forth a better effort here in the second half. Once again, this game brought to you by Casella Waste, your scoreboard sponsor here tonight. And we'll get to a few more of our sponsors as the half progresses. Look at Thomas laying the lumber. That's not typically his game. Known to make defenders miss. That time he ran right through a Leroy tackler, a potential Leroy tackler. And that's a first down for Attica. This Blue Devils running game has been very, very impressive, and plowing the way up front has been center Nicholas Kurowski, also guards Case Hill and Robert Becker, Ethan Harmon and Colin Foley, the bookend tackles for this Attica team. And they've been impressive along with the men carrying the ball out of the backfield. Here's Kaufman spinning forward, a nice tackle made there by Adrian Stevens, and that'll bring up a second down and about 8 coming up for the Blue Devils.
About 2, it's 2nd and 8 for the Blue Devils.
So 2nd and 8 coming up for Attica. 10-13 to go here in the third quarter. Blue Devils out of the shotgun. Kaufman takes the handoff. Flag comes in. That'll stop the clock. We'll see what the call is here. And it's a hold going against Attica. And penalties have played a role in this game. As I said before, both sides have moved the ball, but both sides have also encountered costly penalties that have helped thwart drives. And you see it here, potentially disrupting this Attica drive as a 2nd and manageable goes to a 2nd and a mile as the ball is placed at the 41-yard line. It's now 2nd and 16. We'll call it 17 per Leroy PA announcer Scott Ripley. Mathematician extraordinaire. Does a great job here calling the game for the Knights, and does a great job fixing our mistakes on the down and distance. Thomas on the flip, working his way ahead for about a 6-yard gain, and that'll bring the ball back to about the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 11 coming up for Attica.
Still only gained about 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 11.
So here's the 3rd and 11. Attica, empty backfield. Allen bobbles the snap, forces it up the middle for about a 1-yard gain, brings it back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 4th and 10 for Attica. Certainly not what they wanted there. As it appeared as if Allen simply settled himself and regained possession of the ball, he would have had a chance to get the ball away. He was provided pretty solid protection, at least in the early going of that down, but panicked a bit, put his head down, ran it forward for a gain of 1, and now it's a 4th and 10 coming up for the Blue Devils. And they keep the offense on the field. So Allen will have another chance at it with an empty backfield. 3 wide to the right, and now a man in motion to the left, and a penalty flag comes in. We'll see who this penalty's on, and it's a false start going against Attica, so that adds insult to injury. It's now a 4th and 15.
4th and 15 for the Blue Devils. Attica fans, let's hear it for your defense. Make some noise.
So Attica going the wrong way. Leroy trying to gain a bit of momentum. Fourth and 15, offense on the field for Attica. Allen back to throw, looking over the middle and deep. It's tipped away. Nice play made by Jackson Fix. And with 7:38 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, it's a turnover on downs, and the Knights are going to take over.
At the 39-yard line, 1st down and 10 for your Knights.
So Leroy looking for a spark here to begin their second half offensively. Scoreless in the first half. And dealing with a bit of adversity without their starting quarterback. Snap. And Clayton Bizon stole it right away from Stevens. What a grown man play from Clayton Bizon as he ripped it right out of Leroy's hands and gives it right back to the Blue Devils. What a play from the first-year Attica Blue Devil. Wow, we'll have to watch that one back, as that was just what they call pure strength displayed by Bizon there. Wow. And what a job jumping the snap count as well. So here's Attica right back at it on offense. Handoff to the deep back. It's Wyatt Kaufman still on his feet for a gain of about 5.
Tony Piazza on the bottom of the pile, making the stop for the Knights.
Let's watch this back.
5 yards. 2nd down and
Let's see what happened there on that play from Bizon. Snap went to Stevens. It looked like the ball made contact with a Leroy offensive lineman and caused the ball to pop up into the air, and Bizon was waiting to catch it out of midair and advanced it about 10-15 yards and put Attica in good field position. But it didn't seem as if he stole it out of Stevens' hands. It actually appeared as if, yes, a pulling offensive lineman made contact with the ball as Stevens was looking to make a handoff, and that caused the ball to pop into the air and fall into the waiting arms of Bizon. So here's Thomas moving forward for a 1st down, and a fresh set coming up for the Blue Devils as they work their way inside the red zone.
Floating down, but Fix makes the stop, and after that, it's a 1st down for the Blue Devils.
5:45 remaining in this third quarter. Allen hands it off to Bizon, fighting his way forward. That's a whole lot of man right there. Clayton Bizon, biggest man on the field.
3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
And also one of the most athletic, which is why you don't see him on the offensive defensive line. He's more valuable in the backfield. So 5:10 to go, man in motion. Allen hands it off to Thomas. Tripping forward inside the 10, falling toward the 5. We'll see if he made it far enough for a first down. We'll mark it 3rd and 1 right now, but it appears, yes, they do have enough for a first down. 1st and goal from about the 6-yard line coming up for the Blue Devils. So Attica approaching the end zone, looking to make it a 2-possession lead here. Leroy looking for a big stop. Allen, handoff to Thomas, slithering through, but spun down, and looked like it was Emmanuel Fisher in there on the stop for Leroy.
Defense.
2nd and goal coming up after a loss of 1.
Adrian Stevens. Emmanuel Fisher make the stop. 2nd down and goal to go.
So where is Emmanuel Fisher? He's making plays near the goal line as Attica looking to make it a 12 or 13 nothing lead. Four minutes to go. Allen keeping it himself, putting the shoulder down and getting stacked up near the line. Nice play made there by Leroy's Stevens. But a good gain from Allen. Ball now at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal coming up for Attica as they're nearing the goal line. We'll call it the 2. 3rd and goal from the 2. See what Attica elects to do here. Heavy backfield for the Blue Devils. Bizon in motion. Allen hands it off to Kaufman, diving for the goal line. Is he in? No, he's not. He's short of the goal line. 4th and goal from the 1. So can the Leroy defense stand tall and come up with the biggest stop of the game to keep themselves in this one? It's been a slow go offensively, and you have to think they need this stop if they hope to win the game. Timeout called by Attica, their first of the half. And that will allow us to thank our sponsors here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel, beginning with our scoreboard sponsor, Casella Waste. Also, Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop. Noise Health Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. St. Anne's Community at the Greens. Magavro's Automotive. Harding's Attica Furniture. Hans Moller's Jewelers, and the Positive Cafe and Bakery. So as we said before, it's 80s night here in Leroy, and good crowd on hand from the Oaken Knights students along the side over here, hoping that their Knights can produce some offense and first and foremost produce a defensive stop here. So 2:53 remaining in the third quarter. 4th and 1 coming up for Attica out of the timeout. It's been a long timeout. As Attica talks things over, they've come up with some crafty offensive plays. Perhaps another one here on 4th and goal from the 1. As they send Allen under center in the I formation.
Handoff, Thomas into the end zone for the touchdown.
Landon Thomas scores the touchdown for the Blue Devils.
So Attica takes a 12-0 lead with 2:51 to go here in this third quarter as the Knights failed to come up with the stop that they needed. Beautiful blocking inside provided by the Attica offensive line there to lead the way for the touchdown. And a crafty play on the PAT leads to the 2-point conversion, and the Blue Devils are feeling it.
The extra point attempt was faked for a run, and the 2-point attempt is good.
14-0 Attica, 2:51 to go here in the third quarter. And look at this team pump up its fan base that made the trip here to Leroy. Blue Devil pride flowing through here at Hartwood Park. So 2:51 to go, third quarter, 14-0 Attica lead. We'll see if Leroy can muster anything offensively. All right, so getting ready to go. It's final 2:51 of the third quarter. And here comes Attica to kick it away following the touchdown. The high kick goes to Jackson Fix, who's on the return for Leroy, but he's stacked up near the sideline. Nice play made there by Sam Streslick. First and 10 coming up for Leroy. It's now or never for the Knights.
Knights will be first and 10 at the thrown 32-yard line. Here we go, first and 10. Leroy will hand it off to Strollo. That's been pretty successful here in the second half. Drew Strollo with a carry.
Actually, to end the first half, as we saw Strollo rip off a few big gains late in that second quarter. And it's really been something that's worked well for Leroy here. So you may have missed that with my shoddy camera work. My apologies. As I adjust our down and distance, 2nd and 3. Stevens looking to throw. Too high for Jackson Fix, as those two have just been a beat off here tonight. So here are the Knights facing a 3rd and 3. Snap. Stevens is tripped up by Taylor Zimmerman, and that'll bring up a 4th and 3 after no gain on the play.
4th down and 4.
Xavier Walker to punt for the Knights.
So here's Leroy set to punt. And the punt falls at about the 30-yard line, comes to rest at the 25, and that's where Attica will begin its drive with 1:15 remaining, ahead 14-0. 1st and 10 coming up for the Blue Devils. It's been all Attica pretty much here tonight.
Blue Devils will start 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Attica. The flip to Thomas, trying to gain the edge. Instead, cuts it up the middle. And he's brought down in part by Piazza. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 coming up.
Ryan Murphy. Gain of 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down. The long 6.
Handoff up the middle. There goes Pearl. And nearing a 1st down. I believe they did get there, did the Blue Devils. Clock will come to rest as they move the chains. 1st down for Attica with 21 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Terry gives Attica the 1st down. 17 seconds in the 3rd quarter.
Another update. Cal Mum, Byron Burgeon leading York Pavilion 22-8 in that Class D matchup. So Cal Mum, Byron Burgeon has finally allowed its first points of the season. Came into the game with a 42-0 point differential, but now that has been moved to what now stands at 64-8. So Cal Mum, Byron Burgeon starting the season strong in Class D. 4th quarter coming up here from Hartwood Park. We'll tell you about our sponsors once again, beginning with our scoreboard sponsor, Casella Waste. Are you looking for residential pickup at your house, a dumpster, or roll-off service for your place of business? Call Casella Waste and check out their great rates on local waste removal. Casella Waste is your #1 provider for all your waste and recycling needs and is always putting your waste to work. Call 585-308-0662 today for a quote. Also, Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop, serving lunch, dinner, homemade desserts, 30 flavors of Perry's ice cream, soft custard, and wine slushies. Check out Sweet Betty's on their Facebook page for their daily specials. Open every day except Tuesdays. That's Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop. Also, UR Medicine Noise Health Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. Sometimes unexpected illness or injuries can occur that require immediate care. It's times like these that you can turn to UR Medicine Noise Health Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. Urgent Care Center Geneseo is located in the Noise Health Services building on 50 East South Street. Walk-ins are welcome every day from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. There are x-ray and lab services on site. For more information, visit noise.urmc.edu. Also, St. Anne's Community at the Greens, which we'll tell you more about in a moment. Actually, we'll tell you about them now. Situated on 11 acres, St. Anne's Community at the Greens offers spacious, comfortable, independent living apartments for seniors interested in leaving their worries behind. To schedule a tour or for more information, contact Kim Pasquale, K. Pasquale at mystanans.com, 585-768-2740. So short gain, no gain on the play to start off the 4th quarter for Attica, as we'd also like to tell you about McGavro's Automotive, formerly Zerbel's Automotive. McGavro's is located on Hutchins Street in Batavia. McGavro's offers automotive repair services with excellent service and quality care. Call them today, 585-343-6101. So 2nd and 10 coming for Attica. Leroy needs a stop. Allen turns around, hands it off to Thomas, dragging tacklers with him. But eventually coming in to finish the job is Will Eschberger. First time we've heard from Eschberger tonight. As we'd like to thank Harding's Attica Furniture, turning houses into homes since 1973. 703 Creek Road on Route 98 in Attica, Harding's Attica Furniture.com. 3rd and 5 for the Blue Devils. Shotgun snap, direct snap goes to Thomas. He's on the run trying to gain the edge, but he's tripped up by Aiden Schoonover. So 4th and 4 coming up for the Blue Devils. As we'd also like to thank Hans Moeller Jewelers. At Hans Moeller, their specialty is custom-made bridal and special occasion jewelry, as well as maintaining a large inventory of pre-made fashion jewelry and everyday gifts. Their goal is to provide heirloom quality jewelry and exceptional service while keeping prices at an affordable level. Visit Hans Moeller Jewelers, located in Attica. So the snap goes awry, and Attica able to get it away. We've seen that twice tonight, as what a play made by made by Joseph Parkhurst, who was able to chase that down and get it away, and a nice punt there. And it's at the Knights' 25-yard line. What athleticism and awareness we've seen from these teams' punters here tonight, saving their respective teams quite a bit of yardage.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
We'd also like to thank the Positive Cafe and Bakery, now serving 8 different specialty pizzas, including the Blue Devil Bone Crusher Pizza. Wow, I want myself one of those. So Stevens looking to throw, and it's incomplete, almost intercepted, as Taylor Zimmerman came in to knock it away. 2nd down and 10 coming up for Leroy, as it's time for a bit of desperation from the Knights as they look to throw it with their backup quarterback under center. So Leroy will keep things spread out. Piazza in the backfield. Stevens pump fakes, now looking to run. Looking for room. Not going to find any. Case Hill there to help make the stop, along with Wyatt Kaufman.
Adrian Stevens gained about 3 yards. Going to be 3rd down and 7.
So 3rd and 7 coming up for Attica. Last gasp here for Leroy. My apologies. 3rd and 7 coming up for Leroy. And last gasp for the Knights as they need a conversion on one of these next 2 plays, as I would imagine they would keep the offense on the field on a 4th down opportunity, trailing 14-0 late in this 4th quarter. So the Knights spread it out. Stevens out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Looking for a man deep, and he has him, and it's complete. Leroy has the big play it needed. Cal Kokitis on the reception, and the Knights are in business. 1st and 10 at the Attica 20-yard line. Huge play for the Knights. What a throw from Stevens. He was right on the money with that one. So what you're seeing from Stevens is he has no shortage of arm strength, as missed in terms of accuracy a few times tonight, but he can certainly uncork at the deep ball, and you saw it there. Kokitis ran it down for the big gain, and if Leroy can convert on this drive, it's suddenly, an entirely different ball game. So 1st and 10, Knights inside the red zone. Snap goes to Stevens, and he'll run it himself. Looking for blocking, putting the shoulder down And running through Thomas inside the 10
There's a flag down.
is Adrian Stevens, but a flag is down in the play. And it's in the backfield, and it's going to go against the Knights. Another costly penalty coming up against Leroy. And time and again, Leroy has shot themselves in the foot. And it's a face mask against Attica. My goodness, I was wrong. Wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong. You saw the official. You saw the official on the far side pointing in the direction of Leroy, but on the near side, the discussion that was had between the two officials ended with the personal foul called against Attica. So I take it back. The Knights don't shoot themselves in the foot. Instead, it's Attica with the costly mistake. And now it's 1st and goal for Leroy. But I spoke a bit too soon as it's a false start committed by the Knights. So 1st and goal from the 10 now. So my apologies. Spoke a little bit too soon there on the penalty. I did see the official on the far side pointing in the direction of the Knights. But the personal foul call goes against Attica, and now Leroy's in business. 1st and goal from the 9 is where they spot it. Leroy looking for the big score. Handoff goes to Strollo. The ball came out.
Strollo with a carry, no sign.
Touchdown, Leroy! We'll have to rewatch that on the replay. Tough to see amongst the mass of bodies there. But nonetheless, a touchdown for the Knights. And it's now 14-6. All right, so the kicking team comes out. Andrew Pocock set to kick the extra point. Already missed on a field goal attempt, but he's good on the PAT. And it's now a 7-point game. We got a ball game here at Hartwood Park. 7:19 remaining. Leroy with a huge touchdown. And the handoff did go to Strollo. It was ripped out by Kaufman. Ball on the ground. And Strollo able to recover his own fumble in the center of the end zone. So my, oh my, what a clutch play from Drew Strollo. The awareness and the presence of mind not to panic when the ball popped free. Able to recover his own fumble in the end zone. And it's now a one-possession game. Strollo after that touchdown holding the ball up in triumph, and why wouldn't he? What an individual effort from him. Almost a costly mistake that could have cost his team points. As the handoff to Strollo. Kaufman reaches in, rips it out, and Strollo able to fall on it. My, oh my, what a play. 14-7, 7:19 remaining in the fourth quarter. Leroy just got the paddles taken to their chest, and suddenly they got some signs of life here. And Jackson Fix is able to recover the kick. A little pooch kick to the right side, perfectly placed. Jackson Fix falls on it. Poor pursuit by the Attica return team. And Leroy in business once again, 7:13 remaining in the ball game. I'm not sure if that was called by special teams coordinator Jim Bonaquisti, but if so, perfectly executed by Leroy as Fix with the speed able to chase it down, fall on it, and now it's Knight's ball. Shotgun step to Stevens, tosses it out to Piazza, and he drops it.
Complete to Tony Piazza. It'll be second down and 10.
So there you saw the pooch kick from Pocock. As we look to play it back here. Second and 10 coming up for Leroy. So we'll play that back in a second. We'll call for you what just took place on the kickoff. And we have a timeout called by Leroy, which will allow us to do so. That's their first timeout of the half. And Leroy will see what happened on what turned out to be, what could turn out to be the play of the game. So Pocock, pooch kick to the right side, and it checked up like a sand wedge, which allowed Fix to come sliding in for the recovery. Jordan Anderson was back for the reception for Attica, but it bounced short of him, and he was expecting the ball to continue to roll to him. Instead, it checked up, and that allowed Fix to come in for the huge recovery, and now Leroy's in business. So second and 10, 7:10 remaining as we reset our clock here. And we have a question why Conandorio is not a quarterback for Leroy. He was injured early in this game. That's why Adrian Stevens has taken over. So Stevens hands it off there to Piazza. A short gain on second down, maybe of 2, 3rd and 8 coming up for Leroy here. So what was, pardon my remarks, but pretty boring game in the first half has turned into quite the exciting game here in the second half, as there's been drama on drama here in the fourth quarter. 6.5 minutes to go. Leroy facing a 3rd and 8. Stevens under center. Back to throw. Finds his man. A leaping catch made by Kale Kokitis, and that's going to be enough for a Leroy first down, and the clock comes to rest with 6:20 remaining.
And that's going to be a first down for the Knights.
So Kokitis has played a significant role in the passing game, coming up with a deep reception earlier in the second half, and now the conversion for the Knights there.
First down and 10.
So Leroy inside the red zone, approaching the 10-yard line and approaching pay dirt. Snap to Stevens.
Go.
Rolling out, looking to run. Foot in the ground, into the end zone. Adrian Stevens, touchdown. Leroy has come all the way back. They now trail by a point with the PAT upcoming. Attica has really let this one get away. Blue Devils were in firm control. A deep pass to Kokitis. Then the fumble touchdown for Strollo. The pooch kick. And now the touchdown awaiting the PAT. Pocock up and through. We got a tie ball game here at Hartwood Park.
14-14. Pocock setting it up as kickoff again for the Knights.
So Pocock on to kick it away for Leroy as they've come all the way back to tie it at 14. 6:13 remaining in the ball game. Pocock this time drills a line drive right up the middle. Handled by Thomas, and he almost broke free, but a nice tackle made by Jack Tonzi.
Blue Devils will be 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 coming up for Attica. Ball at about their own 40-yard line. Leroy with all the momentum now.
For our defense.
Snap. Allen fakes the handoff. Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9.
The defense. A lot of black jerseys. Ryan Higgins and the defense make the stop. The only gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9 for the Blue Devils. Let's make some noise.
So I reset the clock here at 5:30 to go. As the pass goes to Thomas, gain of about 3 before a strong tackle made by Tony Piazza. I thought I reset the clock, so 5:15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 5 coming up for Attica.
Let the defense know we're rooting for them.
And a timeout called by the Blue Devils, their second of the half. Take a quick break here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. Alex Brasky here with you. We're all tied up at 14. So here we go, a huge 3rd and 5 coming up for Attica. Ball nearing midfield at the 45-yard line of the Blue Devils. 4:48 remaining. Allen back to throw. Heaves it and it's complete. Bizon on the reception inside the 30, brought down at the 25, and Attica's on the move.
Attica's catch is complete for 1st down.
Braden Allen has been mighty impressive when called upon to pull the trigger here tonight. Hasn't been asked to do much, but he's done just enough to keep this Leroy defense off balance, and a huge completion there on 3rd and 5. So 4:20 remaining now. Flip to Thomas. And a nice stop made by the Leroy defense. Ryan Murphy in there on the stop.
Only gains a yard, 2nd down and 9 for the Blue Devils.
So gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Time winding down in the fourth quarter. What drama here at Hartwood Park.
Defense needs to hear the fans are rooting for them.
Allen under center, I formation, 2 men to the right. Flips it to Thomas. Nice juke from Thomas, able to gain extra yardage, nearing the line to gain. We'll see where they spot it. We'll mark it 3rd down and 1 for now, but tough angle for us. We'll see where the marker goes. Jack Tonzi on the tackle for Leroy, and looks like they'll bring the chains out here. So a little bit of a break in the action that will allow us once again to thank our sponsors, beginning with Casella Waste, also Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop. And it's a first down for Attica. Also Urgent Care Center Geneseo, St. Anne's Community at the Greens, Magavro's Automotive, also Harding's Attica Furniture, Hans Moller's Jewelers, and Positive Cafe and Bakery. So 1st and 10 for Attica here. And Allen tries to escape trouble, but he's eventually roped down.
Got some confusion in the backfield.
Ryan Higgins in there on the stop, and the whistle is blown as that looked to be an awkward tackle made on Allen, and he is down in a heap. A worrisome tackle there as Allen was twisted down awkwardly, and he remains on the turf with an athletic trainer and 2 Attica coaches out to tend to him. Did not look good, but we hope for the best here for Braden Allen. The Attica faithful cheering him on. As I said before, Allen has played a key role in this game, converting several critical plays, including on this drive on the big 3rd and 5 for the big game through the air. So we'll see who Attica will go to, as Allen will be forced to miss at least 1 play unless they call a timeout. But with him being down for so long, it appears as if we're set to see the backup quarterback come in for Attica. And in such a critical game, to see both teams turn to their backups, it's certainly not what you want to see. You want to see strength on strength. You want to see these teams at 100%, but at the same time, football is a physical game. Both of these teams know that something like this could occur at any moment, and I think they'd both tell you that they're built for this. And Allen is helped off with the assistance of a few teammates and coaches, so it doesn't appear to be a favorable outcome for the Attica junior quarterback. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up for Attica as Allen is helped off the field, and you feel for that young man. After Leroy's Tommy Conandorio, their starting junior quarterback, left the game earlier with a shoulder injury. Braden Allen, Attica's junior quarterback, now leaves the game here in the 4th quarter with time winding down. So 2nd and 10 coming up for Attica as they regain their thoughts and emotions as they watch their starting quarterback helped off the field. So we'll see who Attica brings out there at quarterback. And it appears as if they're going to go with Thomas under center. And Attica is going to be forced to call a timeout to avoid the delay of game penalty on 2nd and 10. So quick break here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel, but it does appear as if Attica is set to go with Landon Thomas under center as the backup quarterback. So we'll give you a quick recap of what took place here tonight. Attica took a 6-0 halftime lead with a touchdown inside the final 3 minutes of the second quarter, a 30-yard screen pass from Braden Allen to Levi Pearl. So the lead was 6-0 at the half. Attica added to its lead 14-0 in the second half. Then Leroy came storming back to tie it. Adrian Stevens with a touchdown run, and the Andrew Pocock PAT tied it at 14. So Thomas on the run looking to throws it into the dirt. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10. And I reset the clock. My apologies. 2:25 remaining in this fourth quarter. Try our best to keep up with the game clock here, but a lot of moving parts here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel.
Knight fans, let's hear that defense again. Let's cheer them on.
So 3rd and 10 for Attica, critical down in this game. And somebody jumped. Both sides moved, and it looks like it's going to be encroachment against the Knights. And it is. So 3rd and 5 coming up for Attica as Leroy jumped early as the Blue Devils went to the hard count. So Thomas, the backup quarterback, only a junior, playing well beyond his years, going with the hard count there, getting Leroy to jump. And now Thomas will go to the shotgun. 2 men to the left. And he'll follow his blockers to the left. There goes Thomas trying to fight for the goal line. The ball comes out. Who's got it? Looks like Leroy does. And the Knights recover. Leroy recovers the fumble near the goal line.
Recover the fumble.
Adrian Stevens falls on it. And the Knights take over possession deep inside their own territory with 2:16 remaining. Looked like Thomas had a path to the end zone, but the ball popped free, and it looked like Stevens was there to fall on it.
1st and 10 for the Knights at the 4-yard line.
And nobody ripped it free. Just poor ball handling from Thomas there as he tried to spin his way into the end zone and lost control of the football. So 1st and 10 coming up for Leroy, deep inside their own territory, 2:16 remaining. And my apologies, it was Jack Tonzi in there to recover that fumble.
20, 3 yards of the carry, about 3-yard gain, could be 2nd down and 7 for the Knights.
So Tonzi, perhaps with the play of the game on the fumble recovery to stop Attica from scoring. And if you ask me, this game has overtime written all over it. But we'll see if the Knights can make me eat my words as Adrian Stevens, the backup quarterback, out of the shotgun now. Looking to run, finds a hole, a good gain for Stevens.
Quarterback keeper Adrian Stevens.
And that's a 1st down for the Knights, and the clock comes to rest with 1:26 remaining.
Takes it out to the 21-yard line. 1st down and 10 for your Knights.
The Leroy faithful getting into it, trying to cheer their team on to what would be an improbable victory here at historic Hartwood Park. And we'll get the clock back going, but 59 seconds remaining in a poor snap. And Stevens forced a fall on it.
Stevens falls on it. Gonna be a loss of
So
about
clock
7.
comes to rest, 48 seconds remaining, and Leroy takes, I believe, its 2nd time out of the half. And if that's the case, they have 1 remaining. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors here tonight, Casella Waste. Also, Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop, Urgent Care Center in Geneseo. Also, St. Anne's Community at the Greens, Magavro's Automotive, Harding's Attica Furniture, and Hans Moller's Jewelers, in addition to Positive Cafe and Bakery. So Alex Brasky here with you for the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. It was a 14-0 Attica lead in the second half, but Leroy has come storming back, both teams playing with their backup quarterbacks as the starters have left due to injury. Adrian Stevens now in the game for Attica at quarterback, and Landon Thomas is now under center for Attica. 48 seconds remaining. It's second and about 15 coming up for Leroy. Stevens looking to throw down the middle of the field.
Pass is incomplete.
And it's incomplete. So third down coming up
It's going to be third down.
for the Knights. 42 seconds remaining, and it's 3rd and 15. So 42 seconds remain in this fourth quarter. 3rd and long for the Knights. Stevens rolling out, looking to run. And he's wrapped down by Clayton Bizon. And the clock will continue to roll inside 30 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. And Attica, I believe, has one timeout remaining, but they're not using it. I could be wrong on that. It's tough to follow along from up here in the press box. We don't have a statistician, but if that's the case, Attica will be inclined to let it go to overtime here. And how fitting that will be, as this has been a great ball game here at Hartwood Park. So here we go. Overtime between Attica and Leroy.
Overtime.
As Scott Ripley channels his inner Rick Jenneret. And here we go.
14 tie.
But allow me to catch my breath.
Jack Townsend and Landon Thomas go out to talk a little overtime. I would like to know high school rules. I do not know it. I will find out how many minutes are left, or let me get my playbook out. We're guessing that the ball starts at the 25. But no, I'm not gonna. It's not college. Each team gets one possession. Start at the 25-yard line. There'll be no clock. It's just first down or touchdown. And after one team gets a chance at it at the 25, we'll do the same thing. They're going to put it at the 20. They'll be at the 20. So you have 2 first downs, 1 first down and a touchdown, or an extra point, or a field goal. Then the other team will get a chance, the same thing at the 20-yard line. And the Knights will get the ball first. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So each team will start at the 25-yard line. Each team will get a possession at the 20-yard line. Each team will get a possession untimed. Leroy will have the ball first. Stevens going deep on the first play. One-handed attempt. And it's incomplete. Wow, Leroy going for the throat. And it's incomplete.
And there's a flag on the play.
And there's a penalty flag on the play. We'll see what the call is.
Holding.
And it's holding against the Knights. That's going to kill them here on their opening try.
30-yard line.
So 1st and 20 now. Coming up for Leroy. I formations, Stevens under center. Looking to throw once again. And a diving attempt made by Cal Kokitis, but it falls incomplete. 2nd and 20.
2nd and 20.
Stevens out of the shotgun. Fisher beside him. And they give it to Emmanuel Fisher. And that's going to be a short gain of about 5, 3rd and 15 coming up.
Gain of 2, going to be 3rd down and 18.
This is 4-down territory for Leroy. They will have 4 tries at the first down here. And they'll use them here to begin overtime. So 3rd and 15 coming up. Actually, we'll call it 3rd and 16 coming up for Leroy. What a crazy game it's been here at Hartwood Park. Thanks for joining us on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. Stevens back to throw. Going deep, and it's picked off. Attica's there for the interception. It's Sir Marcus Eisen-Smith.
And now Attica will have the ball.
And Attica will take over.
So now Attica has a chance.
So the drama continues as now Attica will have a chance from the 20-yard line. So here's Thomas under center, hands it off, knifing forward, a good gain there from Samuel Strezlik, but the ball came out. Who's got it? Leroy thinks they do, and they do. Attica turns it over, and Leroy comes up with the takeaway.
To the 20-yard line again. That each one had a chance. So Attica attempt failed, so now Attica gets the ball first.
So Attica will have the ball first now, following the fumble by Strezlik, and Leroy will have the second crack at it. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Thomas hands it off to Strezlik once again. Knifing forward. This time he hangs on to the ball and he gets first down yardage. Tell you what, Strzelik, it's a common name here in Attica. Seen plenty of Strezliks come through the Attica football program, and it seems like all of them have run the football, and why should Samuel be any different? Another handoff to Strzelik. There he goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
All right, so they get 6 points.
So Attica takes a 6-point lead, awaiting the point after.
And then the extra point attempt.
Strzelik showing great bursts, and we didn't see much from him all game. Makes you wonder why, as he's shown great ability here in overtime with Thomas forced to go under center. They've put him in the backfield as their speed guy, and it's worked wonders for them on this drive as they find themselves a 2-point conversion away from taking an 8-point lead. Thomas under center, hands it off, but the ball comes out.
Extra point attempt.
And the 2-point conversion is no good. So Attica takes a 6-point lead, and Leroy will try to respond.
Now Leroy will be 1st and 10 at the 20 for their
Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with Casella Waste, also Sweet Betty's Restaurant and Ice Cream Shop, also Urgent Care in Geneseo, St. Anne's Community at the Greens, Magavro's Automotive in Batavia, Harding's Attica Furniture, Hans Moller's Jewelers, and Positive Cafe and Bakery. On the Casella Waste scoreboard, we're in overtime, and it's a 20-14 Attica lead. Here comes Leroy trying to answer. Stevens on the run, green grass in front of him, lowering the shoulder inside the 10. Good run for Adrian Stevens. 1st and 10 for the Knights.
Adrian Stevens with a carry. 1st and goal for your Knights.
1st and goal, for the Knights. So here comes Leroy. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Stevens out of the shotgun, man in motion. He'll follow him, trying to gain the edge, but he's tripped up. Nice tackle made there by Attica's Aiden Schoonover. Ball down to the 7, 2nd and goal now for the Knights. Six-point lead for Attica. Leroy driving for the game-tying score. 2nd and goal from the 7. Handoff goes to Piazza. Pushing for extra yardage inside the 5. Brought down at about the 1 or 2 yard line.
Takes it across the 5. It's going to be 3rd down and goal to goal at the 2.
3rd and goal from the 2. And a timeout has been called by Attica. Can feel the energy building here at Hartwood Park with the hometown Knights driving for the game-tying score. 3rd and goal from the Attica 2-yard line. Knights trailed 14-0 in this game. 6-0 at the half, have come storming back. A pooch kick from Andrew Pocock recovered by Jackson Fix has played a significant role in this game, as has backup quarterback Adrian Stevens, who came on for the injured Tommy Conandorio.
Let's hear it for your Knights.
Third and goal from the 2. Stevens under center. Snap. Reverse handoff. And my apologies on the camera, but that's a touchdown for Leroy.
We got ourselves a timeout and extra point attempt coming up.
So what a big extra point we have coming up for Leroy.
Extra point attempt, Andrew Pocock for the win.
And a timeout has been called by Leroy.
Let's hear it for your Knights.
So I got caught up by the window here in the press box. Was unable to get all the way over on that counter handoff, but nonetheless, you saw what you needed to see with Leroy crossing the goal line for what could prove to be the game-winning touchdown if they are to convert this PAT.
All right, for you people that don't know high school, extra time, we get a field goal. Guess what? Extra point, game's over.
So here we go. Huge PAT coming up for Andrew Pocock. 20-20. Leroy needs this for the win. The holder is Cal Kokitis. Pocock the kick, and it's no good.
We're still tied.
And Attica celebrates as we remain tied at 20. So Pocock's kick is low, misses.
So now Leroy
20-20. The score remains, and now it will be Leroy's first attempt at the end zone here. So there's the first play for Leroy.
Adrian Stevens
Inside the
carry.
15, Adrian Stevens on the carry. So I try to get everything
About
updated
6
here.
yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 4.
So 2nd and 4 as we update our scoreboard. Still no time. 20-20 here in overtime. Somehow our quarter got changed along the way too. But we are indeed in overtime here at Hartwood Park. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Knights. Stevens under center. I formation and the ball comes out, but he recovers.
Fumble, no loss. So it's going to be 3rd down.
So 3rd down and 4 coming up now. So, my oh my, the excitement here continuing to build with each passing second as the Knights facing a 3rd and 4. Jackson Fix wide to the left, Kokitis wide to the right. The pitch goes to Strollo, and he cuts it up for the first down.
Strollo with a carry.
At least it's close to the first down. We'll see where they mark it. And it is 4th down.
4th down and short.
So 4th and 1 coming up for Leroy. Play of the game coming up for both sides. 4th and 1 as Leroy looks to convert and keep the drive alive. Leroy will spread it out. They hand it off, but the play's blown dead as a timeout has been called by the Knights, as it appeared as if Piazza had enough for the first down there. So Attica had this game won. They were driving down the field to conclude regulation. All they needed to do was finish things off, but a fumble near the goal line recovered by the Knights with 2:25 remaining thwarted what appeared to be a drive destined for the end zone, and here we find ourselves in overtime as both sides have scored. It's now a 20-20 ball game. 4th and 1 coming up for Leroy. Stevens flips it to Piazza, cuts up field, first down and more. Dragging tacklers with him, nearing the goal line. Brought down at the 2. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Leroy approaching the end zone.
They mark it at the 3-4-yard line, but it's going to be goal for your Knights.
So 1st and goal, Stevens out of the shotgun, takes it himself. Stacked up, and he's in! Touchdown, Leroy! So Stevens stacked up on the initial effort, but the second effort able to spin away, cross the goal line, touchdown Knights.
Extra point attempt.
And Pocock on for the PAT, looking to take a 7-point lead. High snap, kick is up, kick is through.
And the kick is good.
And the Knights lead it by 7.
27-20.
So Attica, a lot of pressure facing the Blue Devils here as Scott Ripley plays the bells here at Hartwood Park. The Knights faithful, hoping for the end, as they hope their Leroy defense can come up with a big stop.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at the 20-yard line.
So 1st and 10 coming up for Attica. Can they respond? Thomas under center. Kaufman and a few more men in motion, and that's a legal procedure, but a timeout was called.
Nope. Timeout called.
So timeout called by the Blue Devils. That will avoid the penalty. And it will remain 1st and 10. So the touchdown from Stevens, the difference in the game, and we'll see if the Knights defense can hold up. So here we go, 1st and 10 coming up for Attica. They trail by 7 in overtime. Snap to Thomas, looking to throw. Has a man over the top. Is it picked off? No, it's incomplete. Looked like Fix had his hands on it, but it falls to the turf incomplete, and it's now 2nd and 10. Attica going to the air on 1st and 10 with the backup quarterback showing some guts here, and that's certainly what it's going to take to win this game. 2nd and 10, Thomas, handoff. Goes to the big man, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Goes Case Hill for a gain of 5. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Blue Devils.
Going to be 3rd down and 6.
So a little bit of misdirection there from Attica. And we'll call it 3rd and 6 coming up for the Blue Devils. 2 more chances to reach the line to gain.
3rd down. Let's hear it on that defense.
Leroy getting into it here. 3rd and 6. Thomas out of the shotgun. Rolling out. Hitting the backfield, but able to escape. Pushing toward the line to gain now. And he didn't quite get there, so it's going to bring up 4th and short. We'll call it 4th and 2, waiting for the spot.
It's going to be 4th down and 4.
But no, 4th and 3 we'll call it here. 4th and a long 3 as Thomas gives Attica a chance here. This could be the play of the game. Leroy needing the stop, Attica needing the conversion. A stop would win it for the Knights. Both teams playing with their backup quarterback. It's been a gritty ball game here at Hartwood Park. And something tells me a gritty individual effort's going to win this one. Who's going to make it? Thomas in the shotgun. Snap, looking to throw. Under pressure, hit as he throws. Up for grabs, knocked away by Fix. And Leroy's going to win it.
The Knights will win.
Trailing 14-0, the Knights storm all the way back and steal a win here on their home turf over the visiting Attica Blue Devils. A heartbreaker for Attica as they fall to 2-1 on the year. And a picture's worth 1,000 words as Leroy head coach Brian Herdline embraces backup quarterback Adrian Stevens. Boy, did he put on quite the show here tonight in reserve duty. Leroy wins it 27-20 in overtime. The Knights march to 2-0. My name is Alex Brasky here for the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.